Soumya, let's take everybody on a call chain only if this YouTube live cast is working. Have you opened the link? Acha, there's no audio. Okay, that's fine. Let's do audio on call. Screen share me. I'll tell you what I'm doing right now, and you tell me if it's this. Acha, audio. Okay. So right now I'm clicking on the compose button, and I've opened a new mail. Can you see the same thing? So there's a 10-second gap. I can hear myself. Okay. Okay. Do you think that'll do? Yeah, with a 10-second gap. The advantage of this is that it gets recorded as a YouTube video, so anyone who misses it, etc., can watch it later on. Okay. Okay. So, do we put everyone on a call, or people can just ping me here? Can everyone hear me? Are you? Is anyone else watching the video? Soumya, people will not be able to hear you because I am the one who's sharing, and I've. Acha, okay. So for whoever is watching, this is how you can get more clarity. In the video, you have the settings option and you have the quality option. So you will probably be at 144p quality. You make it 360 or 480p quality. So once you make it 360 or 480p as the quality, then you will be able to see the screen clearly, and you can probably also do full screen. if you want to just see everything in the screen, or you can do this. There's a theater view here, like this is the normal, and then there's this theater mode, which is also generally the mode I prefer. Samir, where has the video reached? Because you know the gap between what I'm saying and what the video is saying. ठीक है. About, I think, 5 seconds delay. Na? That's okay. Okay. So the objective of this video is to discuss Prasora adoption. Let me start from the beginning by taking up a new mandate. And yeah, hi Anasuya. Okay, so you can't see anything. You wait for it; it'll come. There's a connection. I think maybe your broadband connection is not so fast or something. And Soumya, why don't you take Sri on conference if she's not able to hear? So Soumya, you can probably mute your speakers because you can anyway hear me live. Anusuya, something has come now? What's your net speed like? Open some other video and see if that video is loading or it's taking time. Only this link is not working. Okay. Let me just send you the link again. Make sure you're clicking on the link. Okay. Sri, you have some speaker issues? Just send you the link again. Okay. Sri, you have some speaker issues? Okay. So, Anusuya, I've just shared a new link. Just click on that link and check. And when you're opening your YouTube, you'll be able to see a live chat option there. Yeah, this here it says this live chat here on the side. At the bottom, you have this option, say something. If you guys want to chat with me while this is being broadcasted, then this is a good place to do it. This live chat here on the side. At the bottom, you have this live chat, this option you're not getting, where you have to say something. Okay, Ankita has got it. Okay. 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 Anyways, those who can, they can do it there. Otherwise, we can just discuss on Hangouts, WhatsApp, whatever method works for you. I don't know how Ankita managed to do it. Acha, okay. You're not able to do this chat like I am able to do. Huh? Acha. Ankita, we are not sure how you managed to type here, but no one else is able to do it. But anyway, that's immaterial. I can hear you on the call, so that's fine. So let me start with Prasora. If you want to ask me anything, then ping it. And Soumya, you can just convey whatever people are asking me, so I'll not have to change my screen. Is that okay, Soumya? Okay. So just keep asking people that they are following and if they want me to pause anywhere. So I'm taking an example of starting with a completely new mandate and then all the activities around it. So I'm taking in a new mandate which Ananya has received with the client Credit Sudhar. So the first stage is to add the mandate. So for that you go to data and the plus sign here with mandate. This is with Credit Sudhar. And the short mandate code. Now, a lot of people are making mistakes in the short mandate code. There's a help text here to help you understand how to fill it out. This help text will put wherever there are confusions. So here it has to be a 3-character code like CSR for customer service representative. So in this case, Credit Sudhar is looking for a financial planning and analysis person. Which is in short called an FP&A, and I'm going to title this as Strategic Financial Analyst. There's only one vacancy for it. Selection procedure for now, we are going to leave this blank because this is still work in progress. Once this is finalized, then I will address this also on how to map a selection process for a mandate. Basically, this is about deciding how many rounds of interview there will be for that role, whether it will be just 1 round or 2 rounds, etc. Why did it say invalid format? Okay. Okay, so mandate code is only in short, in small caps. That's just an FYI. Okay, now the strategic financial analyst is basically a couple of things that they mentioned. Responsible for financial analytics around company performance, profitability, return on investment, etc. Responsible for making presentations and reports for investors and MIS and financial planning, budgeting, forecasting. So these are some of the things that this person is responsible for. In the job responsibility, whatever the client tells you as they want this person to do, you just put that down here. Let me say MS and reporting. Okay, so ideal candidate, CA preferred, first attempt. The other thing that they're looking, there's some background noise coming from somebody's phone. If you can just mute yourself. Okay, MBA from Tier 1 college preferred. Okay, so broadly, these are two things which are needed for this role. Other things they're flexible on. The CTC range for this is 10 to 15 lakhs, although I think they may not find, so I'm putting it 10 to 16 lakhs. Experience is 2 to 4. They want someone young. Location is Mumbai. Gender, they're not specified anything. Function is finance. This financial planning and analysis is already given here as a function. Com skills should be impressive. Credit Sudhar in general judges people by com skills a lot. The client manager for this is Ananya. Target companies, they have given some target industries, which is banking, fintech, financial services. Yeah, these are some of the companies that they've specified. Also, companies which are into lending. So there are companies like Lending Cart or something on similar lines, and there's FinCap also. So these kind of companies also. No hire. He did mention that he doesn't want people from insurance companies. Working days. This is alternate Saturdays off. Client urgency, this is a regular role. Internal priority, I think this has potential for high billing, plus finance is an easy hiring to do. So I'm putting this as a high internal priority. Data status should be sufficient. For now, I'm marking it as sufficient because I think within CSM and other IM jobs postings, we'll find it. The assessment template for this, there's no assessment template made for it yet, so I'll come to that part. So let me address that now on how to make an assessment template. So let me open up Prasora again. Soumya, just check with the team if everyone is following so far. Now to make an assessment template, I will go here to data and I will click on this plus sign and I'll make an assessment template. I'll give it a name first. So this is financial analyst. Financial analyst, CA, MBA. This is the kind of person that they want to see, CA, MBA kind of a person. So I'm just giving it a descriptive name because in future we may make more financial analyst assessments. And I'm not putting the client name here because I think this role is a role which is not unique to Credit Sudhar. We may have this role with other clients. So I'm not calling it a Credit Sudhar specific assessment, but any client who has a financial analyst role, we can use this assessment for them. So I'm now going to click on save. Okay. So my assessment is created with this name financial analyst. Now I put in the parameters. Now the parameters for the assessment are essentially, I'll just show you as a comparison. So like when we create an assessment format, then typically there are some things standard and there are some things which are modified. So the personal scan and experience scan is standard. The fitment assessment is modified. So this fitment assessment we enter for each candidate separately. So this portion is what I have to decide. What are the job-specific assessment parameters needed. The other things Prasora will automatically put. So these two portions you don't need to do. Just these 3-4 parameters you need, which are related to the job. So to go back to this stage, so now I have to create the parameters here, which I'm going to create now one by one. So the name is the heading of that parameter. So for this kind of a role, I want to know, first thing is let me put summary of roles held. And here in help text, you put something which will help your recruiter to answer this question when they are talking to candidates. So my help text here is, for example, write about whether he was into financial analysis or general accounting or any other aspect of finance and accounts. And this is a text answer that I want here. Boolean means where the answer is to be in a yes. And rating is where we have to give a scale, like say communication skills. So here I want a text answer, summary of roles held. I'm going to add the next parameter. Next parameter that I want is prior experience of making reports for investors. Let me just call it making investor reports. And let me put here one last thing, prior experience of financial analysis and giving strategic recommendations. And let me talk of also what was the turnover. So how big was the last company? Turnover of companies worked in. And here, for my recruiter, I'm putting a help test. Ask candidate about the turnover of last two companies. And this is a text answer I want here. Okay, so these are the 4 parameters I want here. Prior experience of financial analysis and giving strategic recommendations. Or let me just make this simpler. Let me just say prior experience of financial analysis and strategy making. Strategy formulation. Okay, right. So this is done. So now my assessment sheet is ready. These are the only unique things that I want. Everything else is standard, which Prasora will pick up. So I'm now going to, over here, I'm going to click on this refresh button. Refresh button will do is it will populate the drop downs with new options. So my assessment template so far was not showing this, which is still not showing. Okay, so we'll select the assessment template later on. That option is not coming here right now. Although my template has been made. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that the template is visible here now by looking at. Okay, so there seems to be a bug in this assessment template aspect of it, which we'll figure out and get it resolved. But yeah, this is broadly the process in which you do it. I'll get the bugs resolved. And from here in the drop down, you'll be able to select an assessment template. Like right now, that option is not coming for financial analyst, but it will. And travel involved, not really. So I'm going to leave this blank. Remarks, there are no remarks on this mandate that I want to put in yet. CSM link, again, this is too new for there to be a CSM link. So I'm going to save this. Okay, there is. Okay, so some additional bug here, the requesting client office option is not getting visible. Let me for now see if I'm able to do it. Okay, and now it's visible. Okay, so this mandate is now created. Now the next thing is I need this mandate to be posted. So I'm going to click on a post request, and let me call it new mandate as a remark over here. I'll click on save, and then it will ask me that where all it has to be posted. CSM, yes, because it's a new hot vacancy, yes, and IM jobs, yes, because it's a premium role. High risk, no. Times jobs, yes. So these are the places where I want this to be posted. So I'll check these and I'll update, and I'll go to back to mandate. So now you see here there is one pending post request. Okay. Now what happens next for the support team is that in the support team they will receive a ticket for an open mandate, which is again not visible here yet. So this I'll figure out. But yeah, Soumya, the support ticket doesn't come here immediately, does it? What is the reason? It should come right away, no? I think there is. Okay, it seems to be. Okay, okay. This I'll get it fixed. Okay, just put a 2 here. Soumya, I'm adding you here to this. So you're already added here. So there's this support team migration at Prasora note. So whatever issues are there, you put it over there. Okay. So at any rate, these issues will get ironed out. But once you do this post request, then this goes to the support team and they'll do a posting, and you will then be able to look at the CSM link. So they'll paste the CSM link over here. So you will be able to look at the CSM link, and then you can start working on this role actively. So for example, if you want to allocate a recruiter to this mandate, who is the person who's going to work on it. So for now, I'm putting Akshay as a recruiter, and you can allocate more than one recruiter by clicking here on save and add next. For now, I'm doing only one recruiter. To remove a recruiter, you have this recruiter here. If you check on this box after clicking edit, then that recruiter is removed from this role. Internal status, so I want to make this into a P1 role now. So once I make it into a P1 role, what will the recruiter see is what I'm going to show you now. So the other things which you can do with the mandate is you can add a candidate to this mandate, which I'll show you. You can do a data request if you want data to be pulled out from ResDex or any other source. Then the support team will get a request that you need data for the role. Let me just do that also as a practice. And let me put here people from banks and NBFCs with investor relations role. And I want 20 CVs. So this is my data request. I want 20 CVs and some comments here. Plus the support team will be able to view the mandate so they can view the other things like the CTC, the experience, all that is anyway captured, so you don't need to fill it here again. Just raise a request and give whatever pointers. Mandate assessment parameters. So here you can decide what specific assessment parameters will come here for this mandate. As I said, summary of previous roles and things like that. Some of those custom assessment parameters which need to come in here. You can also use this option, import assessment parameters. But okay, this is not asking from where to import. So this, I'll get this fixed. Allocated recruiter, we've already discussed the allocation of recruiter. Now, suppose you receive a JD from the client, then you can upload the JD here as a mandate document. So any documents which need to be kept for future reference can be uploaded to that mandate. So these are the actions which you can do around it. And if you want to delete the mandate or edit the mandate or create a duplicate, so if there's another role similar to this, so you can just create a duplicate. Let me now show you what the recruiter is going to see. So here, as I told you that I've allocated myself as the recruiter for this role. So when I click on recruiter, I will see the P1 roles for me today. Okay, so this Ananya Sharma is the client manager. The profile specs are given here: strategic financial analyst with credit Sudhar, CTC experience, industries, function, and location and comp skills desired. So whatever I filled out, there's a short summary of that over here. And as a recruiter, I can click on this, which will take me to the mandate page, and I can view the detailed mandate over here. If there's a mandate document, then I'll be able to click on it and view it here. If there are other candidates in the pipeline, I'll be getting a view of that. So all these things I'll be able to view over here as a recruiter. And I can again go to add and add a candidate to this mandate. So basically your recruiters will be at any point of time able to see their roles for today when they click on this recruiter button in the dashboard, this recruiter tab. So this will show them P1 roles. So following are the topmost priority mandates for today. So these are two mandates which are P1 for me today. The CSM link is also here for this role because it's an old role. This role is not posted yet, so there is no CSM link for it yet. And it will show the less prioritized mandates, which are, for example, the PIP or the OH or the P2 or the AFB roles. All of those will come here. So these are also mandates where I am a recruiter, but they are not today's priority. So basically, my work allocation is going to happen through Prasora. Whatever I mark as P1, the recruiter will see it as P1. The recruiter will be able to click on the mandate link. The recruiter will also be able to edit here the remarks. A recruiter can only change the remarks. The other things the client manager will change. So if there are any remarks, whatever it is, those remarks can be put by the recruiter over here. I'll also add an option here for the recruiter to see candidates in progress. Let me just make a note of it. Okay, now let me add a candidate for this role to show you how that happens. So I'm going to click here on add candidate and just select randomly some profile. Okay. So I have this resume with me, Nitin Popli. which I'll add. Let me see if I have some other option also. Okay, let me add this only, Nitin Popley. So Nitin Popley's resume I'm going to add here. So the name is Nitin Popley. And here this is already filled out, the mandate and the code of the mandate. The email ID of Nitin Popley I have to manually fill out. His contact number also I have to manually fill out. The CV I'm going to choose here, the CV of Nitin Popley, and upload it. Other important files. So other important files are, for example, any test scores, like if we give them a metal test and we have to submit that, or if it's a content writer and we're submitting writing samples, those things can come here. Other documents are things like salary documents, etc., which are needed after offer stage, not at this stage. So those come here. Current status of this is submitted to CM. So I have sent this to my CM. My CM needs to now share it with clients. Any remarks if needed, and that's it. So now I'm going to click on save and go back. Okay, and so now you can see in this mandate, this candidate has come over here with this status that's submitted to CM. Now, how this is going to influence is that Ananya as a client manager will get a notification here that candidate awaiting QC, and she'll get a notification that your recruiter Akshay has uploaded a candidate Nitin Popley for Credit Sudhar and his QC is pending. I am of course in my own login, I'll not see what Ananya will see, but that is just to give you an example of what is going to happen here. So you as a client manager will see the pending candidates here that you're yet to submit to the client, which your team has sent you, and you will be able to open that candidate and look at the. So let me open the candidate profile here. So Nitin Popley. Now, as of now, the option to view the resume is not here, but we are working on it, and you'll soon be able to view the resume also. Now, as I told you, the assessment sheet and the assessment parameters. So all those things related to assessment will come over here. So the total experience, notice period, location, salary, salary remarks, expected salary, married. If you check on this, it means yes. Age, gender. So all these details I'm just going to fill out as a dummy. Is 25 years old. Gender is male. Expected salary is, let's say, 16.5 lakhs. Total experience is 3 years. Notice period is 30 days. Current location is Mumbai. Current salary is let's say 13.5 lakhs. Salary remarks. So here, if there's any remark on it, for example, I want to say expecting an appraisal in April, and hence expects a higher than usual hike. So any remarks about the salary that I want to put, I can put over here. Or maybe I want to say that out of this 13.5, his take home is 90K per month, and the rest is variable. So whatever details I want to give about the salary, I can put that here. Industries, I can choose industries. Let's say he's worked in banking as the industry, and before that he was, yeah. Hmm. No, that option is not present in Prasora so far. That Prasora itself doesn't offer that ability, so we'll have to manage it like this. I can definitely ask Som to build this in, but it will happen in long term, not in short term. But let me make a note of it. Okay. Right. Functions that he's worked in, and let's say he's worked in financial planning and analysis. Uh, his current organization, let's say, is Carvi Finance. His current role is senior analyst, and stability index. Something about the hello. Okay. Yeah. One sec. Okay. So everyone is back, right? So in stability index, something about the stability, for example, managed 2 jobs in 3 years, spent 2 years in current job. So something like this, stable. These assessment parameters are what it is as of now. Some of these may change, but I'm sure you'll figure out the change. Reason for change, let's say looking for growth in profile and wants to work in fintech company. Okay, communication skills is a rating, so let me just say impressive as his rating. So now this assessment, the custom parameters I have not added for this role, so those are not visible. Otherwise, those would also be visible. So now what is going to happen is that your recruiter need not do all this in a Word file, but can do it here, and there will be an option to generate the assessment form with the complete the way we have the Word assessment form. That same thing will be generated over here. So something like the typical filled out form that we have when you're submitting a profile. So this whole assessment sheet is essentially going to be automated. So they will fill out these individual details, and the fitment assessment, these parameters they will fill out, and then this sheet will get generated through Prasora. Okay, so that's broadly how the recruiter is going to work. Now, also let me come to how you as a client manager will work on a daily basis. So when you click on view here, you'll have this mandate follow-up sheet. In my case, I can see mandates of all the CMs. In your case, you will be able to see only your own mandates. And this is by default sorted as per client name, I believe. No, not by client name, but okay. It is, sorry. No, but house parent is an old one. TYP teacher is an old one, so I'm not sure what is the formula for this sorting as of now. But at any rate, so you can filter over here with this toggle filters option. So, for example, if I have to look at only mandates of, let's say, Anusuya. So now I'll only see Anusuya's mandates. If I want to only look at mandates of one client, then I can type the client shortcode here, like say eSahay is the client code for eSahay. So I can type @ESH. So now it is only going to show me eSahay mandates, which are in Anusuya's sheet. And then of course I have the options to do things like edit these things, data quality and so on. Change the internal status for this role. And accordingly, so if I make it P1, then this recruiter will see it as a P1 role for that day. These remarks also I can edit. This candidates section is automatically populated. So this says interview scheduled round 2 1. So it means there is one person for whom round 2 is scheduled, interviewed round 1, which means that there is one person who cleared, not cleared, but who has given first round of interview. Feedback is still awaited on whether he cleared it or not, but he has given the first round of interview. So this is how this automatically shows up, and within this you can of course go here and change statuses. So if you are talking to this client and you say, Acha, what happened about Vinesh? Is he shortlisted? And the client says, no, he's rejected. So you can just check on this rejected. You click on edit and then you can change these things here as you're talking to the client. And then your recruiter will also come to know that what is the status with various candidates that they were processing. The other thing is that you will also need to do this planning a day in advance, because we're going to have automatic system generated emails. Timing I have to decide. Soumya, if you can just ask everyone that the system will send an email at a specific time that these are the P1 roles. So we can either have it at midnight. So say Monday midnight, a mail will go to everyone that these are your P1 roles. So that next day morning they can start working, or we can do it in the morning at 9 a.m. What do you think is a good time? Or we can do it previous night at 10 p.m. Whatever we can choose. But what do you think is a good time for doing this? Should we keep it as midnight? Yeah, so every day at midnight a mail will go. So the next day in the morning, the recruiter knows that what are my P1 roles. Planning you need to do for the next day has to be done by midnight the previous day. And you can just check with the other people if they are okay with it or not. Now, a couple of other things coming to, so, if you want to look at all candidates with one client, then how to do that? Let me just show you some of those aspects also. So here you go to data and you go to client, and let's say I want to look at all candidates with Wireworks. So when I open on Wireworks, I'll see all mandates with Wireworks. There are these 5 mandates with the statuses of those mandates. And I will see all candidates with Wireworks. So there are these candidates with these different mandates. So 2 people for front office and 3 people for this SC role. SC is sales coordinator. So 3 sales coordinator candidates at these stages and 2 front office candidates at these stages. And over here, so what I can do is if I'm speaking to Wireworks HR, then I can ask her about all the roles, all the candidates, and just upload the status here. Very soon, we will also have an option to download an Excel tracker. So if we want a list of all candidates for a client, let's say the client says, send me an Excel tracker with status of all candidates. So you will just be able to download it from Prasora. It will not take you much time to do that. And of course, all these things are editable here on the go. The other thing that you will also be able to do, or some people had this problem. Like say in this case, Nitin Popli, if I put him into the wrong mandate, then what do I do? So in that case, you click here on data, edit, and you have this option here which mandate he is at. So here you can change. If by mistake I put him in credit Sudhar FP&A role, but he was supposed to be in some other role, so I can change that here, and he'll move to that pipeline instead. Everything else will remain the same. Only the candidate will be moved to that pipeline. The custom assessment parameters you filled out for this pipeline, those will get deleted, and instead there'll be parameters which are relevant for that pipeline. So when I click on update, yeah, yeah. What you'll have to do then is create duplicate. So you'll have to create a duplicate record. So Soumya just asked me for the other people that if Nitin Popli is suitable for 2 mandates, then what do I do? So, let's say he's suitable for Credit Sudhar and he's also suitable for eSahay. In that case, what you can do is on edit, you have this option of create duplicate. So you create a duplicate record for Nitin Popli, and the duplicate record that you have created, that you can edit and put it into eSahay. eSahay also had a financial analyst role. Anusuya, what is the code for the financial? Is it FIA? Anusuya? FIA is the code for eSahay's financial analyst. FAS is not here. Acha. So it's not showing only. Okay. So whatever, let's assume for a second that it's in this role. And honestly, you can just ignore it. There is some FIA role where I'm putting Nitin Popli just on an experimental basis. So, and I click here on update, and now Nitin Popli will be there in both cases. So if you want to look at or search through candidates, then what you do is you go to the home page, go to data, and go to candidates. And here you have a searchable list of candidates. Here you can use this filter button and search for Nitin. So I have Nitin Popli at 2 different levels. So I have this FPA CSR Nitin Popli, and I have FIA eSahay Nitin Popli. So that is how you put one candidate into 2 mandates by creating a duplicate. Okay, so I think broadly from my side, I've covered most of the things that I want to cover. The key things which are still pending, one is the assessments. We have to automate the assessments, and there are some bugs in that. I will get those bugs fixed by today. So from tomorrow, you as client managers will need to create the assessment templates for all the mandates which are active for you. And then your recruiters will no longer need to open a Word file, but they will just fill out the details on Prasora and create an assessed CV on Prasora itself. That is one thing which is pending. The other thing which is pending is the selection workflow, like how many steps, whether there is a telephonic round, face-to-face round, whether there is an assignment round, things like those which will vary from client to client. Right now, there is just one workflow for selection, which is constant for all mandates. All mandates have the same selection workflow. So this will be able to change it from one mandate to another mandate. So these 2 things are still pending, but other than that, your team can now start using Prasora for your day-to-day work. Assessments currently, let them continue to make offline, and in a day or two that will shift to online. So maybe from Friday, the assessments also will come online, and there'll be very little stuff that they'll need to do offline. Okay, open for questions now. Yeah. No, that's pending. That's pending. Yeah. So we'll figure that out. That is still pending. हाँ. ठीक है. So I want to know if the client managers have questions about using this for their recruitment work, for the hardcore recruitment work. If anyone, Anusuya, do you have any queries or questions? Okay. 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 So I'm gonna just check with the team also. Just uh, okay. Yeah. 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 Uh, okay. I'll put it in my notes and I'll check. But I doubt they'll have this functionality now. Uh, it is there for me. The low priority mandates is there for me. You check in your case. For me, is there. In case it's not there for you, then I'll raise a ticket. What data mandate? Yeah. Now she can. So I'll tell you what Ramya will see. So Ankita has a question that if a recruiter is allocated a role, how do they see the specifications of that role? So say Ramya is allocated a role, so she'll click here on recruiter and she'll see that these are my P1 roles for today. Like right now I'm seeing me as a recruiter, Akshay as a recruiter for these two roles. And these are the P1 roles for today for me. So if this mandate code is clickable. So if I click on this, it will open up the mandate and I can see the complete details here. So is that no, it is visible. No, so that's what I'm saying. If Ramya goes to this recruiter tab in dashboard, she will see her P1 mandate. Let me log in as Ramya just to make sure that things are clear. Yes. Okay, Kamal, you asked a question of maximum file size. I don't think there's any limit as such. So, you can go ahead and download, upload, but I will still check with them. As of now, there's no limit. Okay, I'm going to log in as Ramya. Okay, sample works pics. Yes, you can upload such things, Kamal. Sample works and pictures of candidates can be uploaded in other documents. When you're adding a candidate, let me just let me just log in as Ramya once. Okay, so I'm logged in as Ramya, and this is my dashboard. I will only see the recruiter dashboard here because that is the only authority I have. This is my P1 role for today, and I have these roles which are PIP or offered, at or on hold. So there are a lot of these other roles. So my P1 role for today is this one. Net. So this is .NET developer with inverted I. This is the role I need to work on today. And if I want to see the specifications, then I just click here, and this mandate page opens up for me. I can see the candidates here. So I have 3 candidates here, which one is on hold and 2 are submitted to client. So which means their interviews are pending. And to get into the details of the mandate, I can click here on modify mandate, and I can see all of these details. And if I want to add a candidate, so I can click here on add candidate, and I can submit a new candidate for this role. So that is the process for Ramya. So does this clarify whatever problem Ramya was having? Yeah, yeah. Yes, that is quite easy. I'll have to log in as myself once and show you. So you can use this filter option over here, and you turn on this filter. So I'm answering Swati's question. Swati asked if in this mandate sheet, can we view more records and so on. So it records and says 10. So I want to view 25 records. I can view 25 records at a time. I can turn on this filter and view records only for one client. So if I only want to view Genesis roles, so I'll type at GGS, because the code for all Genesis roles will be at GGS at the end. So when I type at GGS, it will only show me Genesis roles. So there are these 4 roles with Genesis right now. So that is how I can view. Similarly, if I want to view by recruiter name, if I want to view roles with Muskan, so I type Muskan here, and I'll see only roles where Muskan is the recruiter. So Muskan has this role, sales coordinator with Wireworks as a P1. She has design and draft engineer as a P1 today. She has front office also as a P1 today. She has PYP teacher as a PIP. So, and she has these 2 Genesis roles which are PIP for her. So I can any of these I can filter out. Now, if the question is that can we do alphabetically as per client name? No, not yet. That is not possible. But you can do alphabetically on other things, like say the status. So if you click on this, then it will do it alphabetically by status. So it's showing the blank statuses first, then it is showing A, AFB, then it will show me I in queue rows. So, and this I can reverse the order here also if I click here again. So now it's starting from the end. PIP it is showing, then it will show me P2, then it will show me P1. So this kind of sorting is possible. But since we don't have client as one of the things here, so that is not possible. Also, I want to ask you a question. This internal priority and client urgency, do we really need these 2 fields? Because I am seeing on a practical basis, day to day, we don't really change these. We just change the internal status, which is a shortcut for both of these, internal priority and client urgency. Both are covered through internal status. If the role is not a priority for us, we make it P2. So any thoughts on this, whether these 2 are really relevant fields or we should just get rid of them? Sri? Okay. Okay, I can do that. Okay. 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 Done. I've made a note of it. Okay. What else? Yeah, I've made a load. Yeah, upload limit. Yeah, what is it? Maximum. So I'll find that out and inform Kamal. For now, probably what Kamal can do is not upload the sample work. Probably there'll be work sample for a graphic designer, which will be a heavy file, and maybe that did not get uploaded. So for now, she can just upload the resumes, and for the work samples, she can leave. She can put that as an assessment parameter linked to work sample, and those work samples can be put on Google Drive or Dropbox, and a link to those work samples can be shared as an assessment parameter. Okay. Any other queries? Okay. So, just to uh, give you one final instruction, just make sure that all the candidates which are in progress are over here in the correct pipeline. The statuses are correct, so that I have a good holistic view of what's going on. And when we talk, our talks are also more around data. Okay, so that's it. Let's end it now. Thanks. Okay, bye-bye.